Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have a destination with this next tale.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just I want to talk about this guy who I thought was one of the cringiest guys on earth.
Mm-hmm.
It was this guy, I forgot his name, but he called himself JD, and it was a self-given name. Like no one else called him that. He insisted people called him JD. Oh, and there was a time when he wanted to transition to DJ,
Oh,
and everyone was like, no.
no.
So they stuck with JD.
This kind of reminds me of the Guardian, who
Yeah.
for a long period of time insisted on being called Maverick.
Yeah, he did.
That never happened.
Oh, before Logan Paul,
Yeah.
he was the original Maverick. Although I guess he wasn't. But anyway, this guy sucked donkeys. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
This was the guy that would claim, like, he would claim to have seen films that don't exist. Like,
I've encountered those.
like, and it got to the point where you kind of like were giving it like, oh, have you seen this? And he would go into like this insane freaking plot details where you're like, this movie doesn't. I just made this shit up, dude. You freaking stink. Stop. Anyway, one time I remember we were talking games, even though this was before I played any games, and I was like, I remember at the time we used to have that Spawn game. So I was like, oh yeah, I was playing the Spawn game. It's pretty cool. And he's like, oh, I played that game. And then he started describing shit. And I'm like, this doesn't happen, dude. This is not a real thing. You made this shit up. Why are you making this shit up? And I confronted him. And he's like, no, it's real. And I'm like, anyway, it pissed me off so bad that I was determined to prove him wrong. So I was like, dude, I'm going to bring the game because I have it. So I snuck in my Dreamcast and shit, brought it to the school.
the whole Dreamcast?
Yeah, now, here's the thing. I didn't know how I was going to plug it up to anything. So that went nowhere, unfortunately, because there was nowhere to plug it up to. But I took it, determined to prove him wrong. Just didn't have a TV, so I couldn't do it. Anyway, this piece of shit sucked. Like, he would pretend to be a friend and then instantly stab you in the back whenever a cooler person would come around. And he wasn't cool.
Okay.
The main thrust of the story was the Spawn thing, but then I ruined it.
Now, I met a guy that we're going to call Tittles
Yep.
to protect his huge-titted identity.
Yep.
But Tittles was that guy. He was that annoying piece of shit
Just make up shit.
that would try to fit in everywhere.
Yeah.
And really had no loyalty to anyone. He was just trying to get something from someone, approval mainly.
Yep.
And that was one of his fucking traits, man. He fucking sucked. I hated Tittles. And I try to be tolerant of Tittles, but he was fucking Tittles. So fuck that shit. He sucked. And yeah, man, coincidentally, there's a Spawn link here too.
Oh, what?
That's actually what reminded me of Tittles. And it's that when the Spawn movie came out, he was... me and a good friend called Loglegs, we were talking about the Spawn movie, and because we were comic fans, so we were discussing its merits, not many, versus its flaws, many, and the discussion was A and B discussion. Well, motherfucking Tittles seed his way into it.
Man, he would do that too, my boy.
Yeah, fuck. Maybe it's the same fucking guys.
Yeah, no shit.
Brothers or some shit. But anyway, fucking Tittles came into it. And he just started describing fucking scenes in the movie.
Yep.
Oh, I like it when this and this happens. And we're like, what the fuck? I mean, we already knew that Tittles was prone to this, but this was like a whole different level. Like, we have two people that have seen the same product that exists for damn sure. And you're just making this shit up with full confidence.
Yep.
Fucking Tittles, dude. Another thing that annoyed me about Tittles, he didn't know how to pronounce shit. Now, that's fine. Sometimes we mispronounce shit.
Yeah.
It happens.
The Guardian, I mean,
The Guardian is known for mispronouncing shit.
entire life is a mispronunciation.
But
Like
that's a mispronunciation. Yep. But the point is, this guy's mispronunciations were usually centered around well-known phrases or terms, especially for people like, as aforementioned, myself and Loglegs were pretty big comic fans, and in the wake of the Spawn atrocity, we decided to throw comics at this fucker so we could learn him some, and we gave him some X-Men's and all that bullshit, and some Batman, of course, because Bat rocks. But he come back, and it turns out that he thinks Arkham Asylum is Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
And that Gambit's nickname is not the Ragin' Cajun, but the Raggin' Cahoon. And we're like, dude, come on, man.
Cahoon.
We're in fucking high school, you retard.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I wonder if he goes to Popeyes and asks for him some Cahoon fries.
I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
He does work at Popeyes. I'm just kidding. He
I
doesn't
was
work at
about to
Popeyes. But the point is,
I want to go there and be
Fucking-
like, can I have some Cahoon fries?
fucking tittles, dude.
Was
Fucking
this,
tittles suck.
Was this the Shang-Chi son guy?
No, that was another fucking asshole. Forgot his name. Point is, that guy, that guy was in 4th grade, and he was like, the fucking Mortal Kombat was rage back in the 90s. You know, everybody thought they were cool just because they fucking put a quarter in a slot. And admittedly, I was one of those people. I was like, oh fuck yeah, fucking MK bitch, beat this shit. But anyway, no, don't bring those back in. But anyway, everybody was about Mortal Kombat back in the 90s, and this fucker, oh yeah, his name was Raul. This fucker was like the guru. Like no matter what anybody said, he would always one up them.
Yeah.
Like, nah, this is how it actually goes. And I know all these secret moves that are impossible, at least at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's too wimpy a move. But I know all these secret moves that you don't know. So I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? And at the time I could beat Mortal Kombat from point A to Z with no problem. Like, I was pretty good at it. Because,
How could you? It's impossible to beat Sub-Zero. It's a reference no one will get.
Nobody will get that reference. And if they do, they kick ass.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man. This was the guy that was the know-it-all of Mortal Kombat, and he would bring out his little guides and shit, and he had stapled all these fucking things from like Electronic Gaming Monthly and shit together, and be like, yeah, look at this. But he would make these erroneous claims about these fucking secret moves that didn't exist ever in the history of man, and I'd be like, dude, you fucking blow my dong. And it pissed me off so much, in fact, that I challenged him to a Mortal Kombat off, whatever that means. And there was only one Mortal Kombat cabinet in the whole town, and it was at the local supermarket. And, we're fucking kids, and I live like 15 minutes out of town, so he could walk there, but I can't. So we have to coordinate things.
Yeah.
And it's stupid when you think about it now, but I was like, yeah, my mom's going to the grocery on Thursday. Be there, bitch. And he was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be there. So, of course, we go to the grocery, and that's right, the grocery. We go to the groceries to get some groceries on fucking Thursday, because that was the day. And I'm waiting by the fucking cabinet, got it on lock. And I'm like, this little bitch not going to show up. I even got a little crowd around me, like, man, this little bitch is going to show up, and he's going to suck my ass. And he lasts so fucking long in coming that I think he's not coming, right? And just then, my mom exits, and she's like, come on, let's go. Which means, fuck.
Yep.
But at the same time, it means victory, because he didn't show up. But in the back of my head, I'm like, what if he shows up and says, I didn't show up? But then by some miracle, the little fucker shows up, and I actually somehow, I don't know how this worked, but I convinced mom to wait for me. Which, as you know,
Yeah, it's not easy.
is damn near impossible. But so my little kid ass goes up there, and he's like, and I'm like, are you ready? And he's like, yeah.
This is
And I'm
like
like-
out of like freaking the Wizard. That's a movie, right?
No, it is not.
Yeah,
but
it is. I'm
anyway,
pretty sure it
I
is.
don't fucking know. Wizard? What are you talking about?
Uh,
Anyway,
so wrong with it.
I go up to this fucking dude. I mean, I go up to the cabinet and shit, and we pop in our little stupid ass quarters, and we go at it. And he's good, mind you, especially with Liu Kang. He's pretty good.
I mean, I'm good with Liu Kang.
Yeah, I mean, you can fart in the wind and be good with Liu Kang. But
true.
the point is, he's good. But I'm like, where are your little fucking moves, dude? Bust out that fucking tornado whip and shit, or whatever the fuck he was making up. And he was like, oh, it's too hard. I can't do it right now. And I'm like, and then he says, because I got player one, he goes, I need to be on player one. And I'm like, it's the exact same direction. It's not like it's in your other hand.
Yeah.
And anyway, I beat him 5 fucking times in a row, right? And I even agree to switch, which I'm actually better with player 2. I know that makes no sense because I just criticized him.
Yep.
But the facing the direction is easier for me to do certain moves. So I can give him some credit if that's what he meant. But considering I knew he was bullshitting, it was all a fucking ruse, right? So of course I give him player 1 and I go to player 2. And he fucking sucks just as much. I beat his ass. I laugh. And I go away. Next day at school, he tells everyone he beat me. And I'm like, bitch. What am I going to say? My witnesses were just random schmoes from fucking town. And I was like, you little nugget. Anyway, I wait in the fucking wings, dude, for like 2 years. And I have him in class again. And he's like 2 chairs behind me. And between me and him is this friend that was a girl of mine. And she used to be a neighbor also. And she used to be really cool. You know, she'd come over and study and all that shit with me. You know, that type of fucking friend, neighbor, right? And like fucking Archie and Betty and shit. Only not boning ever. Ever. But anyway, we were cool like that, right? And he liked her. And I knew. And I was like all right with him. Like, we could get along, but secretly in the back of my head, I was holding this Mortal Kombat grudge for fucking ever. Yeah. And I was like, I'm never going to let this go. I'm just going to wait for the right moment to pounce. Well, he liked her, and I was like, this is fertile ground for some revenge. Turns out that this fucker stunk like caca one day. Dude, he stunk like shit. I don't know why. I don't know why he stunk like shit. Maybe he shit himself. Maybe it was just a bad wipe. I don't know the logistics of his bad shit stink. But he stunk like fucking shit. And that was my time. That was my time, dude. That was my time. Because this chick, we'll call her KC, she taps me on the back of the shoulder and she goes, do you smell that? And I'm like, you mean that shit smell? And she's like, yeah, it's bad, huh? And I'm like, yep, sure is. And she goes, man. And I look over at old little Raul there, quivering in his little boots. Little Pauly Shore boots.
Oh, God, I'm a pee, dude.
And I'm like, he knew too, dude. He fucking knew. His little eyes fucking would turn to slits and shit. And I go, you should ask Raul because he didn't clean his ass right. And she turns to him and she goes, you know, in an innocent, you know, little girl kind of way. She goes, is that you? And he's like, no, all defensive and shit. And I'm already like on top of that shit. I'm like, oh yeah, why are you getting all angry about it and shit then, huh? Why don't you get up and move your little fucking nalgas around, see if it doesn't stink? And the fool refuses to get up, thus proving my point in that kid logic way.
Yep.
And I fucking win. Fatality, bitch.
Anyway, pronounce Shang Ti Sung.
Yeah, that's the guy that pronounced Shang Ti Sung. Not Tittles.
That's how it started. It just went into this entire vendetta tale.
Dude, he fucking sucked my ass. At Mortal Kombat and at life.
Stanky ass.
Anyway, this got off fucking topic real quick.
Big time. It's alright, because my story sucked.
The point is, it started with that, so they've like not watched to the end, apparently. But anyway, it's been Ahab and the Goontick talking about whatever the fuck we just talked about. Well, nalgas and shit.
Shitty
anyway,
friends, like, I don't know.
Hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit those notifications, because for now, we're out.